So this week I am trying to finish up our kitchen before Thanksgiving. So we renovated it we finished it like a year ago. There was just a few little projects that hung on, which I feel like is so, when you renovate, like there's always like the last 5% hangs on forever. And so this week I've been finishing them up and, painting everything. And as I've been finishing painting, I have been like, too much white. There's way too much white in this room. The whole kitchen is white, of course, but this side is great because we've got the shelves and we've got pegs and we've got the tile on this side, so it's got a lot of texture. Whereas this side of the room, there's just no texture, and so it's just a big white expanse. So after thinking about it for a little while, I just decided I really want to go a little bit bolder and moody and try something a little bit different. You can actually probably see last night I had pulled out 2 samples that I just had laying around that were greens because I really want to do a green. I love green. I did green in our half bath and I really love it, but I'd like to do a different green than what is in our half bath. So I tried out 2 greens that I already had on hand last night, and they're lovely colors, but one is like a little too dark and not green enough, and the other one is a little too light for what I'm going for because I want sort of moody and bold. Since we have so much white and so much light in this room, I feel like we can get away with something a little moodier. And anyway, so I went to Lowe's this morning and I was hoping that they'd have an actual color chip of this color that I was looking at online, because it doesn't look quite the same in person as it does online, obviously, but unfortunately they didn't. And I decided to be brave and just go ahead and get the color that I was looking at online, which may be maybe a mess. I may end up hating it, but it is called Cottage Grove by Magnolia. So anyway, I think I'm going to continue to be brave, which this is me being brave. And we're just gonna dig in and we're gonna paint it. But I do think I am going to leave the back of the built-in white because I have a special idea for the back of the built-in. Good morning. It is day number 3 in the kitchen. I seriously love it. But let me tell you something. I have learned during this process that you can't panic during the first pass of paint when you're doing like a dramatic moody color, because I put it up and I was like, oh my God, I think this was maybe a terrible decision. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna push through. I'm just gonna keep painting. I'm gonna do another coat. I'm not gonna freak out, even though I kind of was. Now I'm like obsessed. I love it. I am so glad I did this. I think this was 100% the right choice for me. So I'm super excited. I do have today, I need to do one more pass of paint. I think in camera it looks pretty solid, but it just needs one more rolling and also a few little touch-ups on certain spots. But overall it's like basically almost done, which leads to my next little project within this project, the project within the project, which is the back of the built-in. Which, by the way, this is not, I know sometimes in old houses, the back of built-ins is actual like wood. It's like part of the piece. Ours is not. Ours does not have an independent back. Like it could not serve as its own furniture. That's just the wall. Now, if you are a person who, is on Instagram and all that stuff, and you love like seasonal home decor content, you probably already know Steffi. She's adorable. She does really cute little projects. And one thing that she's been doing lately that I have been loving, it's been a little controversial, which is surprising to me, but I love it, is that she has been painting this little wall in her kitchen with different little motifs for each season. For fall, she did these cute little pumpkins on her wall in the kitchen. Like how cute is that? She just recently did gingerbread men on that same wall. Anyway, I love that idea. So I was thinking, you know what? I want to do that in my space. And I feel like this little spot in the built-in would be a perfect spot for that. And I got to thinking about like, okay, so like, what do I want to do? Like she did gingerbread men. I don't necessarily want to like straight up copy her. I want to do something a little bit different. I thought about just doing Christmas trees, which would, I think, be super adorable. That definitely would be cute. But then I was kind of like trying to think outside the box a little bit. And I was thinking like, I love the Peanuts and Snoopy, which I think we all do, right? Who doesn't? How cute would it be to do a bunch of little Snoopies back there? Obviously that makes it a little bit more complicated, but Snoopy is like a pretty basic character. It is going to be a little bit tough to draw it, on a wall. Like that's not quite as easy as just drawing it like down like you normally would. And I feel like there's a lot of room for error trying to draw it on a wall. So I was trying to come up with a way to make it a little bit easier just to get the basic shape down so that then I can go in and paint it. And I remembered that my sister has a projector and you can just like hook it up to your laptop, which is great. So I got a little graphic of Snoopy and Woodstock like sledding. And I just repeated it a bunch of times. And I'm going to set up the projector and try to project onto that area, and then I'm just going to go in with a pencil and outline everything. And once I have that outline down, I feel like it'll be super easy to go back in with paint. I got regular craft paint and I also got paint pens. I was thinking that Snoopy is a very like heavy line drawn character. So I thought it might be good to have the paint pen to kind of get more of that ink look to his outline. But this might be a terrible idea. I have literally no idea how this will come out. I've never done anything quite like this before. I've done plenty of drawing and painting, but not like this, not on a wall, not in a fairly small space. So it's going to be a little bit of an experiment today. I've got my same painting sweatshirt back on today. This is, I think we all have our painting sweatshirt, right? I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but I always see the cute girls on like Instagram who are like dressed up really cute and painting and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, this is big oversized sweatshirt that has a million stains on it. That's what we're painting in. And we're going to wear it every single day. I did wash it, just FYI, but we're going to wear the same one every single day because it is our paint sweatshirt. Okay, so actually, you can't see it at all here, but doing the outlines with that method worked really well. It was actually pretty darn easy. You know, like I said before, Snoopy is a very simple character, so it's just a matter of like getting the proportions right that I was worried about doing like on a wall. So I feel like we're good. We're ready to move on to some paint of some kind. I think even though I want the black line to be really like really stand out, I think I'm going to start with that, go over it with paint, and then I might go over it with the black paint again just to like really get those black lines to pop. So I think we're going to start with the paint pen. Once I finished the Snoopies, I felt like it still needed something, so I found these cute little trees from a different Peanuts cartoon, and I used the projector to project that onto the back, and I just drew them into place. I went right in with the paint pen because I felt pretty confident at this point. I wanted to get different sizes and placement for the trees so that they felt a little bit more varied than the Snoopies. So I would just sort of move the projector around to get a different spot, and I would zoom in and out on the graphics so that they were different sizes.
On my way to you, how will you feel about packing up today? Leave this all behind, go get snowed in somewhere, you and me. I would rather be somewhere with you, without TV or phone, Christmas, let the others miss us. Let's go get snowed in. Let's go get snowed in. How wrong could that be? Being snowed in somewhere, you and me.
I know that it may seem a bit silly to many people to paint something just for the holidays on your wall, but honestly, I had so much fun with this. I look forward to doing it again. As far as the color on the wall, I am still completely obsessed with this color. I feel like it was 100% the right choice for me. I am still figuring out some decor for this wall, but I think I'm going to take it slow, take my time. I did hang up just a few things that I already had that I love. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this little project. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. I don't say that very often, but it really does help, and I appreciate it so greatly. Wherever you are, I hope you are having a lovely day.